A recent bombshell hearing in Congress brings up some new questions about, well, they're calling them UAPs now. I always heard UFO, but unidentified aerial phenomenon, the new technical term for unidentified flying object.
Yeah, and an organization called MUFON has been investigating UFOs, or whatever you want to call them, for decades. And this week they're holding a massive meeting right here in northern Kentucky.
And joining us this morning is MUFON investigator David McDonald. David, first of all, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
I'm honored to be here.
It has to be for you, someone who has been sort of in the game, if you will, for decades now, to see finally some doors being opened, some files being unsealed. What do you think about these new developments in Washington?
Well, I've spent twice a month in Washington for the last year and a half, meeting with Congress, Senate, and their related intelligence committees. We were the ones that spearheaded those meetings. Wow. We helped craft the Gillibrand Amendment, which led to the hearings. Every person on those hearings have been briefed by MUFON.
Wow.
And almost all the questions were supplied by us as well. So we're very deep into it. It's an amazing field, and it keeps you hopping.
Yeah, I would imagine, especially lately.
Right, and when people think of UFOs or whatever, they think of like little green men, aliens, that type thing. Is that something you kind of want to dispel? What do you guys believe is out there right now that?
Well, I absolutely believe that there is other life out there somewhere. I mean, when you got billions of galaxies and billions of planets, we can't be the only ones. Is one of our congressional fellas said to us, he said, if we're the best that the Creator can come up with, maybe we better find the Creator, And I believe it's teeming with life, and I'm the most skeptical believer you'll ever meet.
Well, so that brings up a great point then. When people come to you, say, I saw a thing.
Like we're seeing right now.
And we're seeing some of that video from some of the Navy pilots, I believe, that saw things in the air. But, if it's just, Joe Smith, who lives in Fort Wright or wherever, who sees something in the sky, is your knee-jerk reaction, that was just a shooting star? Or do you immediately go to, oh my gosh, was that some kind of drone we've never seen, or is it a spacecraft? Where do you go first?
Well, the first thing that happens is it comes into our offices on what we call the case management system. It's our computerized. You can go online, MUFON.com, push report a UFO. There it is.
Okay.
Report comes in, and we immediately, the computer sends it to the state director of the state in which the sighting occurred.
Okay.
He then assigns it to the closest field investigator. We got 650 of them in all 50 states and 46 different countries. It's a huge network. And they go in and they thoroughly investigate the case. We tear it apart. We've got a solve rate of about 85, 87%.
Wow. Well, then what are those 85, and what are you finding? Like, what is it most of the time?
Everything from Starlink to a flock of ducks with the lights coming off their bellies.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch. I saw one, my own daughter took a great video, and I looked at that and I thought, that's 2 Tic Tacs. What are we going to do? We got our own photo analysis group, at cutting edge. Military intelligence gave us a program. And turns out it was 2 commercial jetliners that took off from Greater Cincinnati Airport. It tracked where they were at each second, and by golly, that's what it was.
Oh, interesting.
Right down to a tail number and a picture of the airplane.
And for you, it's important to find out if it's really a thing or not a thing, because that brings integrity to your organization that you're willing to dig in. So with that in mind, what can people expect to be happening this week in Covington if they want to come out and find out more about MUFON?
If they want to come out, we have speakers. We got some of the top-notch speakers that you could ask for. Top-notch scientists, people like A.B. Loeb, and we have 2 congressional leaders that will be addressing the group. There's things to look at. We have a movie that MUFON produced.
Okay.
It's called Accidental Truth, and it's wonderful. It really is. We got everybody on tape saying, yes, we really have that.
And there's some classes involved too, right?
As a matter of fact, I addressed our training classes today. We do FI training, field investigator training. Both there, we have our own university called MUFON University. It can be taken online. It's pretty rigorous. So we don't just say, okay, you're an FI.
Right.
Go
Yeah.
No, we don't do that. It's intense.
Well, David, it's a fascinating time, I'm sure, for you, and we appreciate you taking some time this morning.
Thank you. And maybe we could all use a little time off planet.
There you go.
I'm okay with that, I think.
Is the
I'm
website
ready.
to find more information MUFON?
MUFON.com.
.com. It'll get you there to all that information. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, guys. I had a ball.
Thank you.
Hey there, thanks so much for visiting the Local 12 YouTube channel. Click the links, hit subscribe to get notified anytime we post content to this channel.